Hey, hey! Hi, everyone. Okay, okay, cool. I am Bree. Nice to meet you if you're new. I am here for a post-Halloween weight loss November series, whatever you want to call it. This is video 4 of 4. So if you've been here for the series, congrats, you are wicked smart because I have taken you from day 1 where we said we need to lose weight to day 2 where we went on a diet, and then day 3 where we fell off the wagon, we fell off our diet. Hey Shannon, how are you, lady? So if you don't know my story, I did lose a significant amount of weight, over 100 pounds in 2.5 years, and now I share my knowledge, expertise, love for weight loss. I literally love weight loss because weight loss is not what you see at face value. Weight loss is so much more. And so I've really taken it upon myself to share what weight loss actually is. Yay, Sarah, you can see my whole face. Y'all, I did a video the other day and you could only see like this part of my face because it was on a tablet and it was turned all weird, but I was able to download the original that was like this because I was looking at this. But anyway, so if you go to my Girl Stop Dieting page, you can see the whole thing. I tried to get it on my personal page and it would not upload. So yeah, I'm glad you can see my whole face this time. I get a little technologically challenged sometimes. Okay, so today we're gaining weight, right? We went on a diet, decided we need to lose weight, went on a diet, fell off the wagon. So we're at the point today, this morning, right? We step on the scale. I'm taking you through exactly how this goes, and I want y'all to chime in the chat. How does this feel when this happens to you? So you woke up this morning, you stepped on the scale, and the scale is up. So remember, we ate a lot of Milky Ways. Maybe it was Reese's peanut butter cups. This is post-Halloween. Okay, so these things are happening in our lives, and the damn scale is up again. We fell off the wagon again, and now the scale is up. Defeated. Oh my God, that is such a good word for how this feels. Discouraged. Yes, discouraged. Yes. Defeated. You feel broken. Eventually you start to feel like, is this ever going to work for me? Is this going to happen for me? Or am I broken? We always start our journey with the intention for it to be the last time. This is it. This is the last time I'm going to do this, right? And then when it's not the last time, when we step on that scale again, we get that defeated, discouraged feeling. We literally are like, why even try again? We feel frustrated with ourselves. And see, this is the part that I want y'all to understand, not to internalize this, because we just have learned weight loss the total backwards way. Excuse me. We have learned exactly what I've shown you in this process, in this series. We have learned that immediately you go straight to, I need to lose weight. And I need to do it tomorrow, right? Like I need to go on a diet immediately. Tomorrow is the day I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to start tomorrow. And we get this microwave mindset where we want it to happen so fast. We are in all this stress and all this stuff happens, right? And then we end up falling off. We're restricting, leads to binging, leads to not even just binging, but it leads to like that cheating, that falling off, whatever, because that's how we've defined it for so long. The cheating, anything you eat that maybe has a little sugar in it, you're like, I cheated, I'm off the rails now, so I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And it's like you go from that restrictive diet, right, to like the seafood diet where, you know how people joke and they say, I'm on a diet, I'm on a seafood diet, everything I see, I eat it. You go from one extreme to the other real quick. And if you haven't taken my diet alter ego quiz, it will tell you if you are one of these extremists, an extreme Emily, where you go from all or nothing, you go from like all to nothing or nothing to all, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay. Yes. It's almost like you punish yourself when you see that the scale is up and you are like, screw this. The scale's up. I'm just going to go binge. But on the other side of that, I have also seen clients who the scale is down, and they say to themselves, I need a reward. And they're like, okay, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, here I come. But then it's the whole bag. Or it's the king size. They wanted one, they eat the whole king size, and they feel really guilty and shameful after, and it just sets them into a spiral. And so spiral is the word I want you to really, really recognize, identify with. Do you ever feel like you spiral in this period of setback? You've gained, and you just like you're what do they say, like spiraling the drain? And I know that means like dying sometimes, but it can also just mean like you're on the edge of a breakdown. And this is actually exactly what disordered eating looks like. The most unfortunate thing about dieting is that it has set us up for disordered eating, and we don't even realize it. It is a setup. I kept saying that the other night. It is a setup for disordered eating. It's not an eating disorder. It's a difference. It is a setup for disordered eating. When I would go from fasting to binges, that is disordered eating. I also had disordered eating in my keto days and even before. I was doing great with keto until I started fasting. That fasting really set me off. It was far too restrictive for me, and it set me into spirals where I would fast for 60 to 70 hours, and then I would be so biologically hungry and over the fast that I would either reward myself for a good fast into a binge, or I would just be like, I'm eating everything in sight because I'm starving. And any kind of results I got from that fast were immediately back to square one, right? So it's this constant spiral, it's this constant cycle. And the weight gain is oftentimes like, maybe we binged and we just need to go to the bathroom. Maybe we binged and we're holding on to water. So I don't know if y'all knew this, but I read this the other day. I think it said like one piece of bread or one biscuit like holds like a pound of water or something crazy. I can't remember how much water it was, but it was a copious amount. Like one little piece of bread will hold either a pound or 2 pounds, or I can't remember, but in your stomach, like if you eat a piece of bread, it's in there, it's undigested, and there's water going into your stomach, right? Liquids, whatever. That bread will hold on to water to digest, and it like soaks it up because it's so porous, right? So we often think that we've gained fat, but it's like water weight. It's bread stuck in our stomach with a bunch of water in it, right? So that's the first thing. Whenever you are having these ups on your scale, don't immediately assume, and I know this is kind of like cliche common sense type of stuff you hear, but don't automatically assume that you've gained fat, because let me tell you something. It takes 3,500 calories in excess to gain a whole pound of fat. And it would be a huge, massive binge in a matter of 3 or 4 days to gain a pound of fat, a whole pound. So oftentimes it isn't fat. It is water. It is stool. It's and stress will have us hold on to water as well. Water is heavy on the scale, y'all. It is. Our periods coming, hormonal shifts. There's so much that will have you holding on to water weight. And it is often just water weight. So when you see that scale, don't take yourself into fight or flight. I don't particularly care for the scale, but I do understand its use, and I do understand that people are not going to necessarily always quit the scale. Right? So if you have to use the scale, try and use it once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks or something. And if you've gone into a period of that like binge, you're kind of out of control, don't weigh yourself in that time. That is the worst time to weigh yourself, okay? To be honest, it is the worst time to weigh yourself. And so we go into these binges because we're trying to soothe. We've fallen off the wagon, quote unquote, right? We are soothing. We're doing this cheat thing, and then turns into a binge. And then we're like soothing because we feel guilty about the diet and breaking the diet, falling off the wagon. There's all this guilt and shame attached. So we are trying to ease the tension and kind of like eliminate the stressor, but we don't realize how much we're exacerbating the stress by eating these trigger foods, if you will, that send us into these spirals, right? So what do you do at this point? So if you are here for day one, I'm going to go through the action steps one more time really fast for you. Day one, we identified that we want to lose weight. That is the very tippy top of the cycle. All right. So the action step for that was to start with the whole picture of your health. Is it weight that you need to start with? What are the different diets that you've done? Did they work? What are the avenues you've taken to try and lose weight? And did it work for you? Are you still doing them? And if you're not still doing them, why? This is going to help you really get some good insight into how effective dieting has been for you in your lifetime. And then on day two, we started the diet. The action steps were to look at your sleep. Do you need to lower stress? Are you looking to food as a solution to your problems? Evaluating your relationship with it. Are you eating all your meals? Are you skipping meals? What is working in your lifestyle and what isn't working? And for a lot of y'all, you're going to realize from day one, it's the diet that isn't working. And then the day three, when we fell off the diet, the action steps were to stop looking at food as good or bad. Like stop moralizing food. Stop having the mindset of if that's a diet food, that's a not diet food, right? That's a yes, I can eat this today because I'm not on a diet, but tomorrow I can't eat that because I'll be on a diet, because that causes that scarcity in our brains, and our brain wants what we can have essentially, and it's going to take time to wrap your head around there are no bad foods. That takes time. I'm still working my way out of that one, like, to be honest with you. There are certain foods that were such a trigger for me in my binge days that I don't even like to keep them in my house all that often. And I think like we've had Oreos, and Oreos was a big one for me, and Doritos. Those are hard for me to stop eating. And so those are what I call trigger foods. I don't look at Oreos as bad anymore. And so we can keep them in the house. I wouldn't say like every single day, but we can have those in the house. And I'm not like, oh my God, I know there's Oreos here. I have to go eat those right now. And I have a client who, the first thing we did when we met for the first time, on Zoom and discussed like what was going on with her is we did this. This was our first implementation for her was, okay, you're not on a diet anymore, friend. Like, and there is no good food and there is no bad food. There's just food. It's just food. It's all food. It's edible. If you can eat it, it's a food, right? Yes, there are some nutritionally more valuable foods, if you will. There are some foods that have more vitamins and nutrients, but essentially all food is food. If you can eat it, it's a food. They make edible freaking underwear. Like, if that is a food, if it is edible, you can eat it. And when you make that shift in your brain, you take the luster away from the Oreos. I know I can eat Oreos anytime because I'm not on a diet. Do you see how those two things, when you put those two together, it can change everything. And when you say I can eat Oreos anytime because I'm not on a diet, you don't care about them anymore. I'm just telling you, try it for yourself. Try it for yourself. Try it for yourself and work through it every day. It's going to be a struggle for a while, but eventually you will say Oreos are Oreos. They're not even that great. Like, to be honest, they're not even that great. They get stuck in your teeth. Your freaking teeth are black after you eat them. Like, Oreos aren't even that great. You know? So you take the luster from the food when you take the moral value away from it, and you completely change how you look at all food. And you actually start to want to eat nutritionally valuable foods that have, high protein, high fat, healthy fat content, high fiber, things like that. Like, you actually start to want to eat the foods that are going to be supportive to your body. And you actually start to discover foods that make you actually feel energized. And then when you start to feel energized by the foods that you're eating, you don't care about Oreos anymore, because you look at that Oreo and you say, that honestly makes me feel like garbage when I eat it. So no, it's not a bad food, and I know I can have it anytime, but I don't particularly want it right now, because I would rather eat the food that makes me feel better. And then you change your whole relationship with it. That's a gem right there, y'all. That is something, to be honest, that's how we start a lot of stuff. That's how I start a lot of clients off, right there, that mindset shift. I just gave you something massive. If you can get through that mindset shift, man, you can do incredible things with your relationship with food. And there's so much more to it, obviously, but that is the one shift that many of my clients have made to take them from binging every single night to the first one. She went from binging every night to just no binges. And then there was a couple other who were like, well, I had a couple binges this week. And then it was like kind of like this weaning process for the rest of my clients. Like, some of my clients have never binged really, but the ones who have been struggling with binge eating, none of them binge anymore. I don't have a single binge eating client that still binges. Isn't that insane? That's why. Because we look at actually, like, what are you eating? Okay. Like, well, how do you feel about this food? And all it takes is like one conversation, and I know if how they're looking at food. And I tell them, okay, we're not going to look at food as bad or good. You're not on a diet anymore. And they come back to me and they're like, yeah, I didn't binge. It was just that one shift I had to make. So if you're a binge eater, I want you to take a look at food in a different way. All right. So at this point, y'all, I have taken you from like 0 to 1. From 0 to 1 with this series, right there, I just gave you, I don't know, maybe 0 to 5. Like, I just gave you a gem. And if you watch this series in its entirety, and I know there's some weird stuff, like the first one is a little grainy, and then the third one, you only see like this part of my face. But if you listen, just listen, you don't have to watch them. Like, it's the words that I speak that are gems. They tell you about what you're going through in the diet cycle and how to work through that yourself. And I know that there's women here who will see this video. And okay, so I'm going to give you guys something else. So if you don't know, I food dupe almost everything. I don't eat sugar. I take that back. I eat Biscoff. That's like my one sugary thing that I'll eat is Biscoff. Do you guys know what that is? So I found a dupe for Hershey's cookies and cream. Yo, even my husband was like, yep. That literally tastes almost exactly like it. It's the Chalk Zero. I don't have the bag anymore. It's Chalk Zero, whatever, cookies and cream. Just go to the Chalk Zero website. You'll find it. If you love cookies and cream, Hershey's, dupe it out. That is a high-fat, high-healthy fat version of the Hershey's cookies and cream. And that was what my childhood favorite. I still remember when that sucker came out. Like, when they first came out with that. Cookies and cream, man. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I've taken you from like 0 to 5. Not really, but probably like 2. From 0 to 2 with the series. Go back and listen through it. Take notes. Like, if you're on a weight loss journey and you've been struggling, go through this and you will understand so much about your brain, how it works, and how it works on dieting. Because the brain works differently when we're dieting. It so works differently. Now, there are about, like 0 to 10. There's like 10, there's more than 10. There's a bunch of steps to successfully, sustainably lose weight. There are steps. There is grueling work in the beginning. I was actually talking to my clients tonight about sometimes like weight loss surgery doesn't work for people. right? Like they will go have some kind, like the gastric bypass surgery or something. And not always, but sometimes they end up gaining their weight back. And we were talking about like how that is because oftentimes they are not equipped when they go in for surgery with the actual beginning work, the work that is grueling, the work that really isn't fun, but it is work that you have to absolutely go through to identify the barriers, specifically your barriers that have been your barriers to weight loss for years. And oftentimes when you go into a situation like that, the doctors don't identify it. And it's usually a mental barrier. It's a mindset barrier. It's a shift that needs to be made around food and your relationship to it. A lot of people are like substituting food or substituting, like love with food. They're replacing the love they should be getting from other people with food, and they have this relationship with food that is very unhealthy. And of course it becomes they're too much in a relationship with it essentially, and they're eating too much, and it's hard to break sometimes. But there's always a mental block, if you will, to weight loss. Sometimes it's that you're not eating enough, but there's a block there, right? And we want to lose so bad. Like we are so determined, but we start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. We have all this hope, but it's start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Because we don't address the blocks. And that's the hardest part. But once you do get through those blocks, when I see my clients get through these blocks, the mental ones first, the food ones next, you move through a few different blocks. Sometimes the block is somebody's eating a food that is totally disagreeing with their system and they are inflamed. There's all kinds of different scenarios. That's why there is no one size fits all. Like lifestyle, there isn't. I have a lifestyle that I follow, but it applies differently to every single person. Like every person can look at the lifestyle and plug it in differently to themselves, which is pretty incredible because not many lifestyles you can actually like plug it into yourself. And it's going to work for essentially anyone. It's not like this many macros and this many, there's no counting or anything like that. There's one number, but that's it. So I've taken you from like 0 to 2 at this point, giving you action steps. But y'all, if you want to go from 0 to 10, your best bet is to get into my program before it goes up in price. So here's what happened. When I initially released my program, I got my founders in and I said, okay, in a couple weeks, I'll enroll new people. And then I got really busy with my founders, which is incredible. I am with them. I am working with them through things. And we're about to ramp it up and they're moving into their reward phase, if you will. So they've moved through all the groveling with their mindset and the grueling part. They've moved through that. My founders have. And now they're moving into food, putting together their lifestyles. I'm getting them all their lifestyle plans. So what to eat for every particular person, stuff like that. And so now we're moving into the place where I start to give them the reward system thing. I don't have a name for it yet. I will think of one. And they get points for every like activity that they do that is, gonna help them move forward. And there's prizes. And so, yeah, there's an actual behavioral kind of rewards system in place that I added just recently, decided to add, and it goes into effect like next week. So next week we will start that, and they will finish out their journey with they have their lifestyles. They're going to be starting those and using that reward system to keep them in a good place, good nutrition, healthy relationship to exercise, healthy relationship to food, and being able to get the results, see the results, but also be rewarded for the little tiny actions that it takes to get there. That is something I just added. I did not. I thought about it. I said, girl, you really should. You really should. This is the second round. So I'm kind of considering y'all like my, what would it be, like encore? Is it an encore? What is it? A debut the first time and then an encore? So you're like my encore founders. This round of people coming into Unchained, you are my encores. And you are not getting a higher price. This is the exact same price I charged my founders. I did not increase it. So same price, you can get in. I am relaunching it as of right now. 9:30, Monday, November 7th. Okay. Day before the eclipse. What was I thinking? Anyone feeling the eclipse energy? So I completely tore my room apart, my bedroom today. Totally shifted it. I just took everything and we just went whoop. And like my desk is in a different place. We opened it up wide. It is so much more open in here. I love it. And do you guys know how cool it feels like when you rearrange your bedroom? And it's like, dang, I got like a new bedroom. It's cool. I really enjoy it. I love doing that. I only do it like once every couple years. But it's cool. I love it. So the eclipse is coming and I've prepared. Are you guys preparing? It's so funny. It's like elections tomorrow. The eclipse is tomorrow. And here I am doing this. So yes, we're relaunching Unchained officially. Finally, this is the official relaunch right now, 9:30 p.m. Here we go. So you can actually, I think, you can go right here. I think the link should pop up now. You can go there. You can read about my program. However, it will say 12 weeks in the info page, but it's 12 to 24 weeks. So if you come in 12 and you breeze through it and you're ready to like graduate and go out on your own after 12 weeks, awesome. If you want to stay in for up to 24 weeks, which is essentially 6 months, awesome. You don't pay more. So you can decide 12 weeks and I'm good. I know what I need to know. Cool. And again, if you don't want to, you can do up to 24 weeks. So this is a coaching program plus a course. It is a hybrid, if you will. Every single Monday, we get on a call and we talk about, this week I struggled with this. And this week I struggled with this. And whatever you want to talk about, you bring to the call. You don't have to be bashful. You don't have to be shy. Trust me, these ladies have all already heard it all at this point. And you also will log into like this portal thing, if you will, and you will have access to courses that will take you through like the framework, if you will, step by step. So I'm actually going to open it up for you and I'm going to turn my thing around. Let me actually do that. Okay. Yep. Here we go. So I recently put in a food guide and I'm not even done. I have two more. I went like this, two. I have 2 more things to add to this, but I'm just going to like very fast kind of scroll through. So you get every single recorded coaching call. This is our community. It looks a lot like Facebook. Like this is the homepage. When you log on, it looks like you can scroll down and all the posts are here. I even put in here how to use your cycle to regulate your hormones and lower stress because that helps with weight loss. Sometimes I go live, the mechanics of weight loss, how to calm your nervous system to lower stress. There's extra resources in here. What's this one? That goes over my the lifestyle, like the baseline principles of it. Food dupes, y'all. Let me tell you, this food dupe, what is it called? Like module. There's a whole presentation with it, but there's a PDF in here and I show you, okay, I'm just going to open it really fast. I don't know, probably most foods that you can possibly think of and how you can dupe them out. Let's go to this one, like Chex Mix, ketchup, pasta, chips, rice. Let's see. These are some of my favorites. Taco shells, pizza, what's that? Pizza crust, sauce, potatoes, bread. I have a dupe for freaking everything, okay? Like everything. Everything. You get that. Like you get so much. So when I say course, that's what it is. Like you're getting a ton of resources. It actually goes by month. So in the month, you start here, you join. This would be the first post you would come to, right? And you would just literally go through this. There's 5 action steps below. Make sure you scroll to see all of them. You don't, if you've already taken the Diet Alter Ego quiz, you actually don't have to take that. You can just tell me which one you are and what your action step was. You take your measurements. You take your pictures. So we do all the same stuff you do in any other weight loss program, right? We do all the measurements and all the pictures and stuff like that. But then the coolest part is I give you a habits list. And what the heck? Why didn't it take me to the list? That's weird. I give you a habits list, and there are something like 50 habits on there. And, well, that's stupid. I guess I'm going to have to fix that. Where did that go? Oh, it's right here. You get this whole list, right? And I explain them to you, all kinds of habits that you can possibly choose from. And then you also get a tracker. This is what I mean by course. I think some people think like, what is she on there talk? And I do talk. Like I go over mindset stuff. I have workbooks for everything. So you can actually work through every single part. Self-sabotage, how to stop self-sabotage. We have a checkpoint where it basically goes over everything up to that point, stress and sleep, reprogramming your brain, the wrap up, resources, and then this one was all food. So this is the food guide. Well, not food, but like really like deep in weight loss. So food dupes, the lifestyle, the mechanics of weight loss, using your period, blood sugar and fat storage, a random live. Like that's what my program is. It takes you through basically step by step by step by step by step. Okay. And it's all in this cool little, platform. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Circle is actually what it's called. And it's a lot like Facebook, but it's not Facebook. We're opening, an accountability chat also. So when you get to the point where you have your baseline lifestyle, you're ready to start eating like according to that lifestyle. It's not a diet. Hear me. It is not a diet. I know it might sound a little diety. It is not. There is no weighing food. There is no tracking macros, 75% this and 89% there. It is just you put this first, you put this second, you put this third, you put this on your plate, and then you work around it. Here's what you add after, right? So you get a full guide that shows you exactly how to do that. Plus, I coach you through it on the Monday night coaching calls as well. Okay, so that is that. That is the Unchained program. I need to go update actually the recordings. And if there's ever a holiday, we don't do them on holidays. Like for Halloween, we did not do a coaching call on Halloween. So you really, like if there's a if Christmas falls on a Monday, I'm not going to do the coaching call that evening. And I don't like to reschedule because it messes people up too much. So I just said, okay, no, we're not going to do it this week. We will meet again next week. And I did a live for them instead. So you can go to the link here. You can look over the information. And then what you can do from the link, which is really cool, is you can click like the first button that says, yes, that's what I'm looking for. And it will bring you to an application. And so instead of, you know, and if you want to get on a phone call, we absolutely can. If you want to get on a Zoom call and talk about it, we absolutely can. But what I do not do, just to preface and as a disclaimer, I don't do free coaching. See, what happens is there's this stuff in the coaching world that you call like a sales call or like a discovery call. And what happens on those calls oftentimes is people want you to coach them for free. And I just don't do that. I don't. I give so much away for free in live video. I give so much away for free in posts. I give so much away for free just content-wise. I physically don't have it in me to also coach for free and take up hours of time that way either. So what I've done to kind of bypass that, and for both people, client and coach, to have like a reciprocal relationship, is I just created an application where you put your name in, you put your email, you put your phone number, and then you answer there's 4 questions, literally. That is it. It basically says, are you emotionally equipped to do this program? Are you ready to invest in yourself to do this program? And I actually extended a payment plan. I did have it for only a 3-month payment plan because, again, this was initially just a 12-week program. I extended it to 12 up to 24 weeks. So you can pay it over 6 months. Okay? Which is not, like, the investment isn't a lot. If you go and talk to my clients that have showed up to every Zoom meeting, that have been putting in the work and said, was her program worth the price? They'd be like, yeah. And then some. And I really honestly should have upped the price, but I want to bless some people before Christmas and before the new year. So you can go to that link wherever it is. I think it's down here where it says weight loss program, something will have a little unicorn, my logo, Girl Stop Dieting or whatever. Plug your info into the application. This application, I specifically designed it. If you say, how much is it? It's going to bring you to that screen. And it's going to tell you exactly how much it is. And then if you say, like, I'm not emotionally ready for this thing. And if you're not, don't go take don't waste your time on it. Like, honestly, you have to be emotionally ready. You have to be ready to invest in yourself. You have to be ready to put in the time. Okay? Like, there was one girl that I didn't have go through the application thing, and she has basically quit on herself. So it's just a really good way to kind of like prepare you for what the program is going to ask for. Weight loss isn't, I don't show up. Weight loss is hard work. Weight loss is healing. Weight loss is effort. Weight loss is time. Weight loss is money. But the money that you spend on this is less than probably what you've spent on products every month. Like, I know people spend $200, $300, $400 a month on products. You can spend a quarter of that on my program. If you do the 6-month payment plan, it is $133 a month. That is it. For 4 weeks of coaching every single month. Every single Monday you get coaching. And a full system plus a one-to-one where we talk about your stuff, whatever you got going on. And I develop your nutrition plan, the whole lifestyle. What kind of movement? What kind of, do you need to take out a certain food group? Like, not food group, but like if you have an allergy or an intolerance, whatever. All right, so go take the application. Take the application. It's not a quiz. Go fill out the application. See if you are a good fit. Again, it's a very intuitive quiz. It will tell you if you are a good fit. If you are a good fit, it's going to offer you, it's going to bring you to this screen, and it's going to say, which payment plan do you want? And you just say, okay, I want to pay it all off now. I want to pay it, And if you do pick a payment plan, you do not get to just quit halfway through and say, yeah, I just don't want to pay anymore, and I'm just going to quit. You don't. I have it set up through PayThen, I think it's called, and it is set up to come out on the day every single month, whatever. And when you sign a contract, you sign a contract. Understand that. So don't go into this and say, oh, if I just decide after, month 2, I don't want to pay for it anymore, I'll just shut my card off or something. It is a contract. I take my business seriously. I am a business owner. So don't play those games. Like, I'm just not the one. Like, I'm really not. That's rude. Don't be like that. You know that every time you do that, you get it back. That's just, just a little word of wisdom, piece of advice. you get that back. You get that energy back. When you try to short people like that, you get your energy back. You do. I swear. So that's why the application is there. Because you agree when you fill that out, yep, I'm ready to financially invest. I'm ready to put in the time. Because then I could come back to you and say, hey, Sarah, I don't know if she's still on here, but I could come back and be like, remember that application you filled out? You agreed you were ready for this. You agreed you were ready to put in the time. So what's up, girl? Like, are you ready to put in the time or what? I'm not a mean coach, y'all. I'm probably the most nurturing, sweet, kind. I don't push people hard. Like, I know I give a lot of tough love on here, but I am so gentle, if you will, with my clients because I know what they're going through because I've been there. I know what my clients are going through when they're trying to lose weight. And it's not that far off for me. It's not. I may be, 4 years into my journey, but I only hit my goal a year and a half ago. I know what it's like to every single day be focused on something and want it really, really, really bad. I know. I remember what that's like. And I remember what that's like before, like when I would eat a food that I wasn't supposed to eat and to sit in that constant fear of gaining weight just to have it happen. Like, I also know what that's like. And I know what it's like to be in a really poor relationship with food. Like, I know what it's all like. But I also know what it's like to be successful, to lose the weight, to heal my body, heal my mind, and know that I'm never gaining that weight back ever again in my life. This is my size for life now. And I'm okay with that. I know what to do. Right? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, I can help people lose weight if they're willing to do the work. If you're willing to do the work, go fill out the application and either it will tell you yes or no. And if it does tell you yes, go sign up for your thingamajiggy because this founding member encore prize, whatever you want to call it, this is only in effect until the 13th. After the 13th, I am putting this up significantly. The price is going up significantly because I'm adding all these extra things. I'm adding the reward system. I'm adding also, I forgot to mention this. When you join now, you actually get your lifestyle plan upfront. Yeah. So that's something I decided to shift and do differently for every round that comes in after. My founding members know they got a really good price on this program because they were my first run-throughs. They were my first people. They were my, we're just kind of figuring out how to sequence the program and which steps go in which month and da-da-da. Like, they were my kind of like guinea pigs with the sequence. So they know that, and they know that's why they got really good pricing on it. So you can still get the really good pricing, but you will actually have the sequence exactly how it's going to be forever. So that's cool. Like, that's a really cool thing. All right, I'm going to hop off. I've been on here long enough, rambling to y'all. But let me tell you, like, I love what I do. And I pour everything that I am and that I have in any extra moment of time that I have in my life. It is working on this program. I'm going to perfect this to the point where it will be, it will become so big and so effective and so well known that I will have co-coaches and I will have success stories who become my co-coaches. So like, I will have people who've gone through the program, they've lost the weight, they've hit their goal, they'll be my co-coaches and they will essentially do what I do in my program as well alongside me. That's my vision. That's where this is going. I don't know if y'all knew that. That's my plan for this. But yes, it absolutely is. I want more people. I want to branch out and have more people teaching this method so that it becomes a household name like Weight Watchers. Because we need to take dieting out of households and we need to replace it with how weight loss actually works. So that's where I'm going with this program. Co-coaches who have successfully lost the weight using my method that can now go teach the method with me. We spread the word. Everyone starts to know about Girl Stop Dieting. It's this, we just call it GSD. Everyone knows what it is. That's where I'm going. So you can be a part of it. I would love for you to be a part of it. I would love for you to be one of my co-coaches someday. And I don't know, maybe we travel and we do like in-person events in different places, and we just bring this method, this framework, and you help me perfect it. We get it. We just spread the word, because I'm telling you, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. And I love you. So go sign up. Let's get this going. Let's go. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.